Another hospital in Utah collected over $6.4 million in parking fees just in 2023. Hi, it's Cindy from Staffed FYI, your go-to for nurse pay and workplace transparency. Today we're talking about parking fees, a not-so-secret but ridiculous cost that healthcare workers have to pay just to do their jobs. Hospital staff are being charged hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars to park at work. How much do nurses pay for parking? Let's talk about it. In Baltimore, nurses pay $150 a month for a parking pass. That's $1,800 a year. There's another hospital in Baltimore that sells their parking spots on game days. That's right. You might have to scramble for a spot because your employer is making money off of a football game or a concert. Another hospital in Utah collected over $6.4 million in parking fees just in 2023. There's a hospital in Kansas where nurses pay $100 a month for their parking garage, but the garage isn't even owned by the hospital, and the garage company refuses to sell it to the hospital so they can continue making profit off of healthcare workers. There's also rumblings of multiple hospitals where there's a secret group of doctors that own the garage, but no one knows who they are, because people would be quite upset about it. Other hospitals and university campuses force staff to park in student lots, which is anywhere from 15 to 25-minute walk away to the campus. Or they can pay premium rates to park closer. Yet just another example of profiting off of nurses and squeezing in whichever way that they can. There are also other hospitals who do offer a lump sum discount to workers if they work 5 days a week. But guess what? Majority of nurses work 3 12-hour shifts a week, so there's no discount. Now, how exactly do hospitals justify what they're doing here and the amount of money that they're actually profiting and making off of workers? Hospitals claim parking fees help pay for maintenance in their parking structures and upkeep. But honestly, when you start to pull in millions and millions in dollars in revenue, it's very hard for workers to justify it and see it differently from what it is, which is a business decision that continues to make profits off of their nurses. In addition, fees also keep increasing every year. Parking fee yearly increases. How can hospitals justify yearly increases in parking? That's crazy. The silver lining is that people are starting to call out hospitals on their BS. An example here is with Utah. So the hospital I was mentioning earlier, Utah, that made $6.4 million in 2023 off of parking fees. The union workers started to make noise around this, and rightly so, started complaining about how ridiculous the fees were and how ridiculous the increase in parking fees were. Their administration agreed to a parking stipend, which is not totally free just yet, but it's still a step in the right direction. Hopefully more healthcare workers are starting to talk about this and make a lot of chatter and bringing this up to administration and fighting back. Are parking fees fair? Absolutely not. Nurses are already underpaid, overworked, dealing with staffing shortages, and making them pay to come to work is honestly just a little bit insulting, especially in an era, in a time where they're being called healthcare heroes while getting nickel and dimed along the way. Do you have an absolutely crazy, ridiculous, absurd story to share about your hospital parking fees? Because we want to know. Share it in the comments, and let's just expose how absurd this is. It's time for hospital administration to stop profiting off the backs of the people running their facilities. Thanks for listening. Let me know what else you want to hear and talk about, and tune in for next week.